Hello, welcome. Vocabulary week 16. Holy smokes, that's a lot. Now, this is going to be a little bit different because this video is also being accessed by my 10th grade students. So as a result, the number 16 might be a little bit confusing to you, but I want to keep the numbering consistent so that the 9th graders and the 10th graders who are going to be using the same really good words can year to year know what's going on. Okay, so here we go. First, we have prejudice and precaution. You may have noticed those have the same prefix. We're going to have the same prefixes for many of the words this week. Then we have foreshadow and foresight. Again, same prefix. Postmortem and posterity. Then we have some that don't have those Latin prefixes like that. We have breach, cumbersome, relinquish, and debris. Now, pre always indicates before, all right? Now, sometimes how that works in the definition is less predictable, but with these two, it's pretty clear. So prejudice is a noun. It's an unfavorable opinion or feeling formed beforehand or without knowledge, thought, or reason. If someone has a problem with a certain nationality, they have a prejudice against that nationality. If someone has a problem with a certain subject in school, they have a prejudice before they even walk into that class. Now, originally, this didn't automatically carry negative connotations. It was just like expressing opinions or someone's inclinations. Now, however, the connotation of this is always negative. You do not want to be described as having one of these. Now, the adjective form of it is prejudiced. It sounds like it'd be past tense of a verb, but that's actually the adjective. Next, we have precaution, which is a noun. This is a measure or an action that is performed in order to prevent unwanted future results. So it's before the thing happens, you take measures and actions to make sure that you're protected from it. So, like if it was cloudy, you may want to take an umbrella as a precaution against the rain, right? You did it before it rained, just in case it rained. Now, for as a prefix is similar to pre in that it indicates ahead of, but not before. It's a little different. Now, foreshadow is a verb. Foreshadowing would be the noun form of it. It's to show or to indicate beforehand, hinting what will happen before the actual events. You prefigure it. This is, you know what's coming. You can see it coming, right? So political upheavals foreshadowed war. Hopefully that's not always true. We are in a politically turbulent time now, but hopefully it's not going to that. Now, this is also a key literary term. If an author drops in a lot of hints about what's going to happen, that is a foreshadow of what's going to occur later. If they have a character who is, they're looking outside and there's a terrible lightning storm, this may be foreshadowing something emotional that's happening with them, some kind of turmoil they have inside emotionally. Now, foresight is a noun. This is the knowledge or the insight gained looking forward. You just kind of, you're looking at what's going on and you kind of feel like you know what's coming. This isn't the literary kind, right? This is not a psychic thing either. It's using the knowledge of the past and the present to figure out what will happen. It's like an educated guess, but in real life. Now, post is another prefix, but instead of indicating before like pre does, it's the opposite. It's after. So post-mortem is an adjective. It's also a noun, but we're going to use it as an adjective. It's of, pertaining to, or occurring in the time following death. It's also used as a noun to describe the process of a procedure done on a body after death to solve some mystery regarding that death. This is a surgical procedure that they perform on corpses, particularly when they've died in mysterious circumstances. They do a post-mortem to figure out exactly what happened. All right, posterity. Posterity is a noun. It's succeeding or future generations collectively. Everyone who's going to live after us. That is posterity. Hence, it's after our life. All people will come to exist and live after us. So we often say, I want to leave something to posterity. That means you want to donate to whatever, a library, put on a new wing of a library. Rich people do things like that. Breach. Breach is a verb. It's also a noun, funny enough. But we'll get to that in a second. To breach is the act of breaking through something, to break it or to rupture it, to tear a hole in it. Now, it can be used as a noun to describe the actual point of the break, the location of the break itself. A ship's wall can be breached, and the hole in the ship is the breach, right? Think about, unfortunately, oil tankers spilling, things like that. They were breached, and therefore the oil spilled out of the breach. Cumbersome, it's an adjective. It's unwieldy, clumsy, and awkward. Picture carrying something large and strangely shaped that you just can't quite get a good grip on. That thing is cumbersome. It's like when you have to move a piece of furniture that if it had handles, you could move it easily. But because it doesn't, it's awkward and hard to move. That's cumbersome. Some conversations can feel cumbersome. Happens to me, God knows. All right, relinquish. It's a verb. It's to renounce or surrender a possession, a right, whatever. To relinquish the throne is to give it up. Now, when someone relinquishes the throne, they're not just giving up a fancy chair, they're stopping being king. So, to relinquish can mean more than just one small thing that's being given up, okay? Debris. It's a noun. The remains of anything broken down or destroyed, the ruins, the rubble. Look at the debris of buildings after an air raid. You know, they were buildings and now they're shattered bricks. That's the debris. Anything that's destroyed, what's left after is the debris. Now, the Quinta High School academic word of the week is interpolate. It's to insert something into a text or into a conversation. Now, this is often used in math. You just put one thing into the equation. In regular everyday speech, you would be inserting words into a text or into a conversation. You just kind of drop them in there. Okay. Now, our idiom of the week, students from last year don't recall this. An idiom is an expression that we have in everyday English-speaking life. There are idioms in other languages as well, but we're going to focus on ones in English. They're expressions that do not mean what they literally mean. They are expressions that we use as a shorthand for ideas that are based in slang and history and pop culture. Now, this one is kind of two in one. It's an ace in the hole or an ace up one sleeve. Now, what it means is that someone has a powerful advantage and it's a secret. Others can't see it, and they're going to use it at exactly the optimal time to their advantage. All right? So this is a phrase that comes from poker, in which the cards that are kept secret from other players are, quote, in the hole. Right? You have your cards turned down on the table that's in the hole. However, if you were going to cheat at cards, you could keep an ace card up your sleeve, and then you have an ace up one sleeve, and there's a secret that you're going to be showing them. Not only can they not see it, but you shouldn't even have that card if it's not in the hole on the table, right? So the prosecutor thought my case was sunk, but I had an ace in the hole, DNA evidence proving my client was innocent. Now, a curious thing here, ace in the hole has a slightly different implication than ace up one sleeve. An ace in the hole is on the level. It's fair. It's a giant advantage, but it's fair. An ace up one sleeve means that you've cheated. So there's a little bit of a difference here. People tend to use them interchangeably, but they're really not. Also, Ace in the Hole is the name of an excellent Billy Wilder film that is from the 50s that none of you are going to watch, but you should because it's very, very good. All right, that is it. That's the academic word of the week. That's everything you need to know. That's the whole scene. That's the whole thing. Get ready for the quiz. It will be in 1 week. I will see you then. Farewell.